Hey everybody, and on today's vlog we are playing Fluttering Souls by Good Games Publishing. Let's catch some butterflies.
Many years ago, an apprentice merchant named Takahama fell hopelessly in love with a woman named Akiko. They became engaged, but tragically, Akiko died before they could be wed. Takahama was distraught. He had built a life and a successful career, but he could not bear to be away from his love. Such was his dedication to Akiko that he abandoned his trade and gave his life to the upkeep of the cemetery where she was buried. For 50 years, Takahama visited Akiko's grave every day with a single pure white rose. One day, Takahama fell so ill he could not go outside. Fearing he may die, his sister and niece came to care for him. While he lay there, unable to move, a butterfly of the purest white landed gently on his pillow. Annoyed, Takahama's niece tried to shoo the butterfly, but it would not stray from the pillow of the dying man. As Takahama's final breath left his body, so the butterfly flew to the grave of Akiko and disappeared. White butterflies are believed to be the visiting souls of loved ones. Worried that Takahama had not visited her grave that day, Akiko looked over him and did not leave until his soul had joined hers.
Hello, Sarah. So, what are we playing today?
Today we are playing Fluttering Souls, which is a 2-player drafting and set collection game that is played over the course of 3 to 5 rounds. The first player to win 3 of the 5 rounds wins the game. So if one player wins the first 3 rounds, you play 3 rounds. But if it takes 4 or 5 rounds to establish a person who's won 3 rounds, then you play more rounds. So 3 to 5 rounds, basically play until one player has won 3 rounds.
Okay, cool.
So it is a butterfly-themed set collection and drafting game, like I said, in which we lay out these butterfly cards in a manner depicted on this card here. And there's a big chunk of these, and you only play with 5 every game. So there's plenty here, and they each show a different configuration to put the butterfly cards in. You do play with every butterfly card every round except 2. There are 2 that are laid out off to the side that nobody gets to know what they are, and it keeps a little bit of
mystery.
Yeah, sort of mystery. So you can't just be like, oh, well, I can account for every one of these, so I know that I can, definitely pick up that set and, get a lot of points. Well, I don't know what these 2 cards are, so maybe not all the blue morphos are in play, right? I can see quite a few of them, but maybe not all of them. And there's a chance that it's one of these face down cards, but it's also a chance it's not even in this round. So what happens is, to set up each round of the game, you turn over a new card from this deck and then shuffle these cards here, dealing out the cards in whatever manner is depicted on this card. The white cards are played face up, the black cards are played face down. Then you're left with the 2 cards you just set aside, and then you set aside the egg fly card as well, the great egg fly card.
What does that one do?
So let's come back to that.
Okay.
So on your turn, you can select any card that is available. And a card is available if it is face up and doesn't have anything on it. So right now I can select any one of these 4 cards, but until one of those have been picked up, those are the only 4 cards I can select. Let's pretend that somebody took this card and somebody took this card. We would go ahead and reveal this one, which I'm not going to do because we're all set up, but we would go ahead and reveal it, and then the next player could choose from this card, this card, this card, or this card. It's pretty simple set collection. This right here tells you what you get for what you have. So for example, if I collect 2 monarchs, then I get 2 points. If I collect 3 monarchs, then I get 5 points. And if I collect 4 monarchs, then I get 8 points. It also tells you how many of each type of butterfly are in the deck, but remember, we're not playing with quite all of them, so there's a chance that we might not actually see all of them. So on your turn, you just select a card. And if you fully uncover a face down card, you turn it face up, and that's your turn. If you have the great egg fly, which is going to start with the second player, and in the first round, and then every round after that, the player who lost the previous round gets to decide if they want to be the second player and get the great egg fly, or if they want to be the first player and give the egg fly to their opponent. So the way that the egg fly works is, if you have it in your collection of butterflies, it's not worth any points at the end of the round, but it is the tiebreaker. And if you have it in your hand, when you take a card, let's set up this. So let's say that, well, I'll go ahead and reveal it. I know I said that I wouldn't, but I will. So let's say that this is where we are in the game and it's my turn and I have the egg fly in hand. I will take this card because that's the one that I want for my turn, and then I'll reveal this. And if I say, oh, you know what? You've been collecting those blue morphos. I don't really want you to be able to take this. I can put the great egg fly in place of the card that I just picked up, and it sort of blocks the other player. Now, they can pick it up and they'll get the egg fly, which, like I said, is the tiebreaker, plus then they can use it to do this exact same thing on a future turn. But if they do pick up the egg fly, then that's the card they get this turn. So it effectively keeps them from being able to pick up a card. So if you reveal something that you really don't want them to have, or you're trying to save for yourself, you can put the great egg fly in play to sort of try to block them a little bit from getting that card that was just revealed or uncovered.
Okay.
So that's it. So you play, like I said, you play 3 to 5 rounds. At the end of each round, you just add up all of your points, and the player who wins the round gets a butterfly token. The first player to accumulate 3 butterfly tokens wins the game.
Cool. So let's get into it and see who will be the butterfly master. I guess collecting master. I guess there probably is a scientific word for collecting insects.
I'm sure there is a word for that, but I don't know what it is.
Well, if you know, leave a comment in this video about letting us know what that word might be or if it is. Alright, well, let's get into it. We'll get back to you guys in a little bit.
An etymologist?
Maybe.
Maybe. It might be an entomologist. I can't remember what the difference is between those 2 words. That might be the bug collector.
Okay.
I don't remember.
The bug collector. Alright, we'll get back to you guys in a little bit. So, toodles. Hello, Sarah. So, how'd it go? We just finished our game of Fluttering Souls by Good Games Publishing, and so yeah.
My soul might as well be a fluttering soul for all the good I did in this game.
Oh my goodness.
So the game is played between 3 and 5 rounds.
Yep.
And it only took 3 because Nick won every round.
Oh
3
my.
rounds straight.
Yay!
So he won the game. I think my mind just wasn't really on the game this evening.
Well, we had a pretty devastating game of Clank before this.
And my second one in a row. Y'all. Okay, so the last time we played Clank.
Side note.
The last time we played, it was me and Nick and my parents. And every single one of us died in the depths except my mom the last time. Then this time, Nick went out first, and he and my mother were the only 2 to survive at all, and my mom won again. So I've died in the last 2 games that we've played in Clank in the depths. So like no points, just done. It's over. Just go home, Sarah.
And now we get to Fluttering Souls, and Nick does a 3 straight
And
win.
Sarah has no points. She's sad. Just nothing over here. Lots of pretty butterflies. Just, yeah, but no points.
No points.
So, but
It's a very
anyway,
pretty game.
it's a beautiful game. And these are actually like real butterflies that actually look like this. And it's pretty cool. What did you think of it, Nick?
I really think this is a great 2-player. I think it's short. I think it's fast. We really enjoyed the aspect from Seven Wonders Duel of these cards.
I was actually wondering if you couldn't maybe use the card configurations on these cards with the cards in Seven Wonders Duel.
I don't think you have enough cards.
I was going to say, the only thing is, I don't know how many cards are played out every age in Seven Wonders Duel.
Well, I think there is more cards.
I think there probably
more.
are. I think I counted at some point while we were playing this game, and I think there's like 18 cards in play at any time. So there are only 18 cards on represented on each of these cards. And I'm pretty sure that every age of Seven Wonders Duel has more than 18 cards, which means you wouldn't really be able to use these. Maybe you could stack them on top of each other or something crazy like that.
That'd be a fun Easter egg. So all of a sudden you just find it out and you're like, oh my gosh.
So yeah, like Nick was saying, we really enjoy this sort of drafting style mechanic in Seven Wonders Duel. And I think this is a much simplified version of that. There's a lot less going on in this game. With Seven Wonders Duel, there's like a bit of an engine building aspect to it as well. Here, it's straight, pure set collection.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great deal simpler than Seven Wonders Duel, but I'm really pleased to see this sort of drafting mechanic being used in other games than Seven Wonders Duel, because like we said, we really, really like this mechanic in Seven Wonders Duel.
And that was one of our main exciting things that we were excited for a game called Truffle Shuffle from AEG.
Yeah.
And
Which
we were like,
link will be over here somewhere.
yeah. And
But we were not pleased with that game overall.
yeah,
so
that was not
I liked this much better though.
Oh yeah, I like this one much better. Truffle Shuffle was kind of a flop for us, and we were disappointed because it had the similar, card configuration like Seven Wonders Duel. But Sarah pointed out a gripe about this is kind of hard to see.
Yeah, it is very hard for me to differentiate each line on the cards, and some of them. This one has 4, but there are a few like this one right here. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 separate lines, and for me it was just a little hard to tell. Like if you look at it, you can clearly see like this is a line, this is a line, this is a line, but when you're actually like laying the cards out in that configuration,
you kind of gotta look back
it was a little challenging for me to visualize how it was supposed to look and make sure that I was doing it correctly. And I think in part that's just because this is a little tight on the card. If it was spread out a little bit more, I think it would be a little bit easier to process visually for me. So that is sort of not a gripe, but like kind of like I wish that was a little bit better for me personally. Now, other people may not have that problem, but I would have liked to have seen these designs laid out in a way that was a little bit... I was trying to think of something that might help while we were playing the game, and I thought, well, if they did like colored bars across each line, then you could kind of see like, okay, like, these 3 face-up cards go here, and then like the next line is this, or like numbers or something, but nothing I could come up with was like very visually attractive. I think it would maybe solve the problem having a little bit, but I don't think it would have looked very good. That being said, I would have preferred something that looked even a little less good than this if it just made it easier to read. But anyway, I think that is the only thing about the game that I didn't really care for. Other than that, it is just a pretty simple and quick game. Initially when I played it, I was a little disappointed it wasn't more strategic, it didn't have more depth to it, sort of like Seven Wonders Duel does, but for what it is, for a simple, quick 2-player drafting and set collection game, I think it's actually really, really solid little game.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree. So yeah, that was Fluttering Souls by Good Games Publishing, and we hope you enjoyed this vlog on it, and hope you check it out on its linked BGG page, and maybe pick it up for yourself in the future. Well, that was the vlog, and we hope you all enjoyed it, and we'll talk to you next time. Toodles!